But then, next question, moving right along here. So we talked about Caleb a lot, but let's focus on some other players. Mm-hmm. Who do you think is the one under-the-radar breakout player on offense that's really going to shine this season?
I have one that I am really impressed with, and I think is going to be sneaky, a big contributor for us this year. It's Kyle Monungai.
Ooh, okay.
7th-round pick, the running back out of Rutgers. I know I said that the Bears needed to add some depth at the running back position. To be fair, he is a rookie 7th-rounder.
Yeah.
You know, I don't necessarily think they should bank on him, but I am high on him. I think that he is going to be a good contributor for the Bears this year. He played in the Big Ten. He played in a legit conference. He had a lot of rushing yards. He was very productive there. And his pass blocking tape was excellent. For a guy who was not so big, he really kind of stuck his nose in there and was able to pass block pretty well.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be something that gets him on the field on 3rd down.
Yes.
Right? So if you're a guy who can't block, you're not going to play on 3rd down.
Right.
It's just the reality of it. I also think, like I said, I don't think this running back room is wide open because I think that Swift is probably the day 1 starter, but come week 6, 7, 8, I think he could be, earning himself a lot of touches.
Yeah.
So I like Kyle Monungai. I thought it was a great pick in the 7th round. Again, the Bears are going to hopefully be a much better running team this year under Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned with the Lions, they're not a one running back type of offense.
No.
They weren't, right? They were Gibbs and Montgomery. So maybe the running room is Swift and Monungai. Maybe it's Johnson and Monungai. I don't know. But I think that Monungai is going to have a role for this team.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to be a contributor. And like I said, I think his pass blocking is going to be getting him some reps on 3rd down.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I think it's, it's going to be, honestly, for me, my breakout player is, there's like so many good ones on offense.
There is. I also thought of Luther Burden was another one.
Oh, you know what? I would actually put that as mine too.
Yeah.
Only because I think with Ben Johnson, he's going to use him. And honestly, I mean, we paid him his money, right?
Yeah.
We paid everybody their
Fully
money.
guaranteed?
Fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have something to prove. And, I think as we spoke about before, our running back, our depth is not really that much. But I think also as well, like, he's a guy who we're going to be looking out for and being able to say, hey, I think he's going to be, hopefully, he may even overstart on Swift. I think he will. I think
get some reps in the backfield? Yeah,
I feel like with Ben Johnson,
everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
On the table with Ben Johnson.
Everything's on the table, man.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I said this before. I was bullish on him coming into the draft. I thought he was the number 1 receiver in the draft. The fact that they spent a top 40 pick on him, again, we have to think about, and it's not right to think about it like this, but it's human nature. Ben Johnson did not trade for DJ Moore.
Nope.
He did not draft Rome Odunze.
Nope.
He did draft Luther Burden.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he doesn't like Rome Odunze or doesn't like DJ Moore.
No.
But he took Luther Burden with a top 40 pick when we have 2 highly invested in wide receivers. Clearly, he has special plans for Luther Burden. And am I saying that he's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown and catch 110 passes this year?
I wish. That'd
yes.
be nice, but
No.
it's confirmed, guys.
But no, I think Luther Burden is going to be an excellent contributor this year, and I think is going to be under the radar. For you fantasy players, draft Luther Burden higher than you think. I'm just telling you. For our next question, we have another fan-submitted question. Again, we're very appreciative of everybody who submits a question. This is from my man, David Miller. He said, who is the most likely breakout candidate on defense, and why is it Austin Booker? The Austin Booker love, listen, I'm here for it. I love Austin Booker. Okay, that's my guy. And I'll say this. There's a reason that I think Austin Booker is, in your mind, the best breakout candidate on defense. I thought last year, he didn't start at all. He only had 1.5 sacks. You're like, the production's not great.
Yeah.
He came out of the draft and he was kind of raw, right?
He was.
He's a really big, height-wise, really big defensive end. And one thing that I was looking at, Dennis Allen, our defensive coordinator, he loves some big defensive ends. Chase Young was his guy in New Orleans, even though I don't think Chase Young's that good. Fun fact, he's the guy who drafted Khalil Mack in Oakland, which is now
he did.
Las Vegas. So I think Austin Booker has a role on this defense. I understand that they added a lot of defensive line depth both in the draft and in free agency. But I think that he's going to be a big breakout player for this defense. I think year 2, a lot of the guys that you draft, with kind of the future potential, they don't necessarily contribute, year 1. A guy that comes to mind is Odafe Owe from the Baltimore Ravens. Was he a 10-sack guy year one? No, he was not. But the Ravens believed in his potential. And since then, he's gotten progressively better. I'm going to look up his stats really quick. Last year, he had 10 sacks. Year before that, he had 5. Year before that, he had 3 and 5. So eventually, you kind of get this buildup of, okay, this super raw athlete who has all of this, untapped potential, gets the coaching, gets the development, gets everything going. Dennis Allen is an excellent defensive coach, not head coach. Keep in mind what I said. He's an excellent defensive coach. That was an unnecessary stray. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dennis Allen.
Hey, he's on our team now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was just mean for no reason. But a guy who's going to get some additional development. And listen, I think that he's going to have an opportunity to start some games this year.
Yes.
So Austin Booker, I like a lot. Another guy I would say, and Bears fans might have to cover their ears for this one. Nobody's going to like this one. It's Tyreek Stevenson. I don't know. I know. Listen. I know that he basically single-handedly derailed our entire season. I understand that, okay? I have never seen a team crumble the way that the Bears crumbled after that Hail Mary.
Yeah.
With that being said, again, I'm banking on Dennis Allen, utilizing him to his full potential. I think coming out of the draft, Tyreek Stevenson was a very physical corner. He is very good in man coverage. And the Bears used him primarily in zone. I think Dennis Allen is smart enough to realize his talent and his particular skill set and to use him in that role.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Bears' previous regime did that necessarily. I don't think they were willing to adopt their scheme to the needs of their player.
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson has said this offseason that that's now a team philosophy. They are going to adopt to their players, not to their scheme, right? Yeah. They are going or cater, to their players, not to their scheme. So if these particular players that they have like to run this more, they're going to run that. Yeah. If they do this better, they're going to do that. They're not just going to force, a square peg into a round hole. They're not going to make the players run plays that they're not comfortable with or a scheme that they're not comfortable with. And that's something I appreciate. So my real answer, Miller, is Austin Booker. I'm with you. But my low-key answer is Tyreek Stevenson. I think that he
got something to prove.
He does. And that's the other thing is he's hungry.
He's hungry.
He knows that he messed up bad last year. Yeah. He knows that his immaturity cost the team and that he apologized and everything.
Yeah.
And that can do two things. That can destroy you or that can light a fire under your butt.
Yeah.
And I think for him, it's going to be the latter. I think he's going to be hungry. He's got something to prove.
Yeah.
And I think that he'll be much better this year. He'll be a big contributor for this defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I also think I'm confident in Austin Booker, and I think with our defensive coordinator, I think we're going to really get him up to speed. But, yeah, I would say, Stevenson is a huge candidate. If I had to bet money, I bet it on him, So,
yeah.